When you become unpredictable, she pays attention. And it's not because you shocked her or you were playing a game. It's because you interrupted a rhythm that she was comfortable dancing to. Let that sink in. See, attraction doesn't die in arguments, right? Because that's normal, that's human behavior. It's not gonna always be sunshines and rainbows. So attraction doesn't die from arguments. It dies from certainty. When she can predict you, she relaxes. When she relaxes too much, she stops leaning in. And when she stops leaning in, you start leaning forward. See the difference? See how this correlates? See how this usually gets guys stuck in this? That's immediately when the dynamic shifts. Let's break this down. See, most guys, they don't realize they're predictable. You don't see it because you think consistency equals value. But consistency without mystery equals a wallpaper. It's there, it's solid, but nobody studies it. You text every morning. You respond within seconds. Like fast. You validate every insecurity. You're emotionally available 24/7. You'll quickly realize there's no friction, no space, no unknown. And without unknown, there's no electricity. A light bulb needs contrast to shine. If there's too much exposure, the spark disappears. Think about the ocean. If it never changed tides, if the wave hit the shores every single day the same way, you would stop watching it. It's expected, it's normal, not really that fascinating. But what makes the ocean powerful is its rhythm. Sometimes calm, sometimes aggressive, sometimes distant, sometimes pulling you in. It's not chaotic, it's natural. That's the difference. So truly understand that unpredictable does not mean unstable. It means your emotional tides aren't tailored or isn't scheduled around her comfort. Look at it like this. The brain craves pattern interrupts. What do I mean? The human brain is wired to detect changes. When something familiar shifts, awareness spikes. That's why when you stop double texting, she pauses. When you don't reply instantly, like I'm talking about ASAP, she rereads the last message. When you stop explaining yourself, she fills in the blank. And blanks are powerful. Only because imagination is stronger than information. Does that make sense? When you remove constant reassurance, you immediately activate curiosity. Now it's like she's unsure. She doesn't know what's going on. This is normally the pattern that most guys find themselves in. All right, it's not usually the other way around because women are very good at dictating the control, right? Because they like to play it on this leverage game because this is how they gain their, leverage. Understand that when you activate curiosity, it opens up the gateway to attraction. Many people don't realize this, or they will probably won't tell you, but I'm gonna let you know that curiosity is the gateway to attraction. Let's be honest. Most men operate from fear. Most guys are predictable because they are afraid. Afraid she'll lose interest. Afraid she'll find somebody else. Afraid silence means rejection. So they overcorrect. They overgive. They overexplain, they overtext. Fear has a scent. It's subtle. It's subtle, but it's there. When your behavior is rooted in fear, it feels heavy. I'm telling you, dog, it feels heavy. Because you don't understand how it's felt, especially in a female's perspective. Tone, the things you say, your actions, without you even having to say it, you might give off that masculine fame. You might be doing everything right. But when you move based off her acceptance, she feels it. But when your behavior is rooted in detachment, it feels grounded. That's the shift. Hear me out. Imagine playing chess with someone who makes the same opening move every single game. You wouldn't think anymore. You would counter automatically. Duh, that's a given, right? Like, what you doing, cuz? And if you don't play chess, I'm not saying go play chess now, right? It's just a metaphor, but it basically means you become easy to counter. This is how they play games. This is how they test guys. Easy to manage, easy to delay. But when your moves are strategic, calm, and not emotionally reactive, now she has to think. Now she has to calculate. They don't want to do that. They don't like that. They're used to guys being typically the same. Let me get them picks. Let me take you out here. Let me do it. Like most guys are going straight forward, going straight at it, being direct, or being super predictable, crashing out, doing this. When you move one step ahead, you change the whole dynamic. Now she has to do the thinking instead of the guy. Usually it's the guy that's overthinking. Females don't really have to worry too much about that because most guys treat them as a prize. Most guys, successful or not, successful ones are dangerous because they will simp, they will spoil. So now these type of women are expecting all guys to do the same type of things. That's why I'm big on secondary purpose, because when you're on your mission, when things are going well for you, you dictate it, right? You don't have to play these games like these guys do. You don't have to trick. And it starts with us. It starts with us changing the dynamic. Because these type of women are looking at guys and expecting that same type of treatment. So now that she won't even look twice at a normal dude or a good guy or someone that will actually be there for her in the long run. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. No matter what they say. Right? No matter what they say. So she will think more. She will calculate more. She will pay attention. Power is never loud. It's measured. I labeled this a scarcity principle. Attention increases when access decreases. Cannot be always available. I've made this clear. You can watch my previous videos where I discussed that. But it's not artificially. It's naturally. If she's used to 100% of your availability, you're down for whatever. But now she gets 60% of it because you got new hobbies now. You got things that you're more focused on because you actually focused on your body, your money, and your growth. That 40% gap creates tension. But tension, see, I know a lot of guys don't like tension, but tension creates awareness. And awareness creates investment. Now she knows that she can't just move or act the way she wants to because your time is limited now. Now she has to earn it. You gotta make her earn that shit. Every other guy is not. There are 30, maybe more, thirsty dudes, especially if she's attractive, waiting for you to F up, waiting or just lurking around her DMs or hitting her up, this, that. You need to move differently. These guys try to earn attention by giving more, but value isn't created by volume. That's why no matter what you give her, no matter how much money you spent, it will never really retain her if that's what you think will do the job. That's why you see a lot of simps, right, do this type of activity, even if they are successful and they think that will work, right? They think that's flexing. That's not flexing, my guys. Flexing is not using your money, literally your presence, what I do. Because my attention, my presence alone is worth money. You have to look at it like that because your time is precious. She needs to be adding value to your life. You can't, and if you're not, you should be adding value to her life. It doesn't have to be materialistic. It can be knowledge. Knowledge is power. So if you are someone that's knowledgeable, what are you doing messing around with her? What are you doing giving all your time to her? Let's focus that. Let's redirect that to what you need to be doing. Other avenues. Other things that deserve it. That you will get a return of your investment. Understand that value isn't created by volume. It's created by scarcity. People value what's rare, right? That's why they'll go spend whatever for that Rolex. They'll go do this for that diamond. Diamonds aren't expensive because they're loud, if you haven't noticed. They're expensive because they're rare. So what does unpredictability mean? It means you don't respond instantly because your phone buzzed. You don't cancel plans for last minute convenience. You're about to go do something. She said, hey, I want to go do this. Sorry, guys, I can't. Or sorry, ma, or sorry. Like what? It means you don't explain every silence. Not everything needs to be communicated to her. She doesn't need to know everything. It means you don't chase clarity when confusion appears. We also made a separate video on that as well, but you stay stable, you stay moving. Your life has layers that she does not fully see. Depth is attractive. Surface level men, they're predictable. Layered men are intriguing. Here's the truth that many won't say, but when you become okay with losing her, that's exactly when you stop losing yourself. That exact moment. And when you stop losing yourself, your energy shifts. You walk slower, you speak calmer. You don't rush to fill the silence. You thrive in it. That's why I say every man must experience solitude, must love solitude. Solitude changed my life. It will change yours 1000%. When you love being alone with yourself, when you learn to master your alone time, right? Many guys panic when they're lost in their thoughts or alone for a while. Silence is powerful because it forces the other person to lean in. Now she's like, what is he up to? I need to know what he's up to. You feel me? It's not like, oh, I know what he's doing today. Oh, yeah, he told me he's doing this. Okay, he's about to get off at 7 to go do this. And it's like, imagine that every single day. Yeah, maybe you like her. Maybe you like knowing what she does every day or every minute, every hour. On some weirdo shit, right? No shots, right? That's just, I know guys have their own preference. But that's fine. I'm gonna keep it real. That's fine if you want to. But she shouldn't have to know everything that you're doing. This is when silence becomes your ally. So I'm gonna say it again. Silence is powerful because it forces the other person to lean in. Noise is predictable. Silence is dominant. That's why I always say, if you see my videos, don't say a word. Say nothing. Do nothing. Just do nothing. You can see these videos up here, man, but I'm telling you. So implement this in real life settings. Like, stop performing. Stop narrating your day. Right? Be productive with your day. Set timelines with your day. Right? Because every second, every minute, every hour shapes your reality. What you're doing, what you're feeding yourself, how you're staying disciplined. Making note of, I honestly think every hour should be noted. That's just me. Maybe I'm excessive, right? But there's no time to waste. Biggest thing is stop asking for reassurance. Disguise that as conversation, right? Just trying to make it seem like a small talk when, hey, I know guys be doing that, right? Because I've done that too in the past, but no. What we do instead is start building a life that naturally reduces your availability. I'm big on finding new hobbies that disrupts your thought process from thinking too much about her, if that's what it comes down to. If you're in the gym, be in the gym. If you're working, work. If you're resting, rest. Relax. See, when your focus is real, your unpredictability is organic. And the organic shifts are the most powerful. That's the biggest thing I want you to take away from this video. You're not forcing it, right? Forcing it, faking it is just, acting like it, but you're not really. I'm saying really do this in your life. Like really start looking at it at a different perspective and move different. Now your time is focused on the things that you want to improve, that you want to dive into, right? Maybe old hobbies, maybe things that you want to grow. Now it's organic. Now it's to the point where you don't even have the time, right? And if she wants to leave because of these new perspectives or because you're moving different, peace. I'll see you. This is the final frame, guys. When you break the pattern, she doesn't panic. She recalibrates. She starts watching closer. She wonders. But it's not because you manipulated the board, but because you removed automatic access. You became a variable instead of a constant. Variables demand attention. If you want to master this fully, read The Art of Detachment. Because unpredictability isn't a tactic. It's a byproduct of emotional independence. The link will be in the top link in the description, pinned comments. Once you understand attachment at a deeper level, you won't have to try to break the patterns. You'll naturally outgrow them. Remember, clarity of mind, discipline of motion. You got this. Don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate it. If you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, share this video with somebody who needs to see this, and I'll catch you guys on to the next one, man. Be easy, love y'all. Peace.